I was the lead designer of the Murders at Karlov Manor Commander decks, and today I want to tell you a bit about what you can expect. Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast. And this Wednesday, January 24th, the 4 decks from this set will all be revealed. Let's dig into what to expect from them. Up first is Deep Clue C. This blue-green-white deck is focused all around clues and ways to use them. In addition to just caring about clues, you can expect things like Artifacts Matter and second draw triggers, since those work so well with clues, like we see on the face commander here, Morska, Undersea Sleuth. A former Simic Biomancer who left the guild after seeing how many of the Simic willingly gave in to Phyrexians, Morska is on the case and ready to be your clue commander. Where can you find this deck preview? Well, you'll want to go check out the Command Zone as they show it off on Wednesday. Up next is Revenant Recon, and as a lover of Surveil, which originally appeared on Ravnica in Dimir, I am so happy to have brought the similarly Dimir deck to life. It has plenty of surveilling and some cards that care about surveilling, sure. But you know what else Surveil does? Put cards into the graveyard, which is a great way to get up to some graveyard shenanigans. The face commander, Mirko, Obsessive Theorist, does both nicely, both growing huge and bringing creatures back. What's Mirko obsessing over? Well, he's obsessed with his own mystery, trying to figure out who Lazav is. That's a tough case, to be sure. The case of where to find this deck's preview, though, much more straightforward. You'll be able to find the deck's preview over on Loading Ready Run as they walk you through what to expect out of this precon. Up next is Deadly Disguise, a green-white-red deck which brings face-down mechanics into one place. Morph, Manifest, and yes, even Megamorph all show up alongside the brand new Disguise mechanic to make a real face-down menagerie. 3-mana 2/2s aren't exactly winning any efficiency wars in Commander, so there's plenty of cards to make them well worth having, including Koust, Eyes of the Glade, the deck's face commander. Draw cards, cheat mana cost of face-down creatures, all at 2 mana? And speaking of 2 mana, Koust is something very hard to find. A 2-mana commander that is a 3-color identity. He gets in just under your morphs that way. This deck you'll be able to find over on Rebel Sun's YouTube channel. Go see what Rebel does with this. And last, but certainly not least, we have Blame Game. In design, we called this the Accusations deck. The person running around during the murder mystery being like, get them, they're the murderer. Wait, no, actually, get them, they're the murderer. This deck makes your opponents all want to attack and damage one another. It's part politics, part goad, and a pretty fresh take on Boros. It's helmed by Nelly Borka, who, yes, can go to bit, but also just really incentivizes your opponents to attack one another. Big Brina energy coming from this one. It's a blast to play with, and not just because it tends to draw you 3 cards a turn. People with a keen eye might recall the lineage in name to Bel Borka as well. The progeny of the famous Ravnica detective lives on here. You'll be able to find this deck preview over on Commander at Home, because if Clue taught us anything, where better to blame somebody in a murder mystery than someone's home. Okay, so that's where to find all of these, but how about a little bit more? How about some hints at the cards inside the decks? As usual, I'm about to give you some hints about the cards in these Commander decks. These are all hints about the new cards specifically, but this time around, there's a twist, a bit of a mystery to solve. I've got 14 hints for you. 12 of them are entirely true. However, 2 of the hints are complete and utter phonies. It's up to you to see if you can crack the case of which ones are real. And if you do, you'll be rewarded with another clue. You'll see what I mean. Let's get into it. Hint number 1. There is a new card with the Clash mechanic. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Hint number 2. There is a legend that cares about creatures with base power and toughness 2/2. Hint number 3. There is a new Azra in the set. Hint number 4. There is one new card that appears in all 4 decks. Hint number 5. There is an enchantment that begins, creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is, and you have to figure the rest out. Hint number 6. There is a black card in a mini-year super cycle. Hint number 7. There is a card which gives all your clues a keyword ability, but what keyword could it be? Hint number 8. There is a new card with the Radiance mechanic. Hint number 9. There is a color-shifted version of a well-known morph card. Hint number 10. There is a card which makes all your face-down creatures enter the battlefield with a specific keyword counter. Hint number 11. There is a card that begins, if an opponent would begin an extra turn, ... Hint number 12. There is a new card with the Gravestorm mechanic. Hint number 13. There is a card that checks a condition if 2 or more players have lost the game. And finally, hint number 14. There is a creature with an unusual power and toughness combination, where the 2 numbers are the 2 lies on this list. The lower number of the 2 is its power. Can you figure out which ones are real and which ones are fake? Post your guesses for the 2 fake ones in the comments down below. Let's see if you can get it. Now, before we go, one more taste of what to expect. Some art. I want to show you one piece from each deck. Let's take a look. Up first from Deep Blue Sea is this stunning angel piece. The card is called Merchant of Truth, and it's quite cool. Up next from Revenant Recon is a piece that makes me smile, Unshakable Tale. This is a zombie detective trying to solve his own demise. Next, from Deadly Disguise, we have Duskana, a legend you'll find in the deck. Yep, that's right, a legendary bear. And finally, Boros fans, I have something for you in Blame Game, a new feather. I'll let you know in advance, this card is definitely a little quirky, but a lot of fun to build with. So, how's that for a preview? Be sure to tune back to each of those 4 channels on Thursday as the decks are shown off to the world. I can't wait to hear what you all think. Until then, have fun speculating on those hints. You got this.
Or the 5 original Mirrodin artifact lands. Banning the 5 originals also has the knockdown effect of damaging mono red as well, since they lose Great Furnace. Losing artifact lands is a gigantic blow to both Affinity and also the format. They get used in a variety of decks, for example, the indestructible ones with Cleansing Wildfire, and the untapped ones especially